the way they in charge, call them to accountability. Now, so having done that, we operational slogan as we don't really talk speak up movement. Now we operational slogan that one then I will use for operate, because at this point in time we say now. We know they can ask say why now, but now we get the urgency for empower with people them for speak up, for say something, call for accountability, say wetin dey happen, why I no get light, why hospital dirty, you suppose for speak up. Nobody know they can suppress you. So the speak up movement is just about that, and we draw membership from all over the world, mainly from inside Salone Salone we get in problem. From Salone we get most of we membership. And as we say again, freedom of expression now in our we watch world. Now that one more bring we together that we didn't at this place. But nobody can even say light no day. No, we supposed for ask we safe. Why light no day? Some issues there, yes. Some people go look and say it's political. Some people go look and say na fiti. But for even open your mouth and say, this thing is on me, or me they ask me, everybody in this world gets you fundamental right for say something without fear or favor. Without fear or favor mean another battle you, another afraid you. Waiting on me problem, I for talk and also yourself and bug me and for talk as long as I talk with respect and not for fiti you, I just express myself. You know we can put barrier say, hey, why you dey ask me? Why you not for ask me? All the argument and they don't know where they call. So at this point in time, we encourage all we citizens for grab this opportunity. This not the time. Other time not there again. From 1961 where we begin say Salone and one we get, na Salone one we get. This not the time where we encourage everybody for can talk. So we present with vision to now. I don't go over waiting we don't say. We present with vision. It's a world where free expression for be number one and for day. Every individual for come inside. We all day inside. You be carpenter, you be doctor. Everybody is important in the community. So we all for sit down. We talk to ourselves. We always don't they say make we sit down and talk to ourselves. We respect ourselves. We all not go be doctor. We all not go be politician. We all not go be mason. Everybody get your contribution what they do in a society. Another for battle you, another for afraid you. We all get for sit down and talk. Now inclusivity. Everybody for the inside. You teacher, you nurse, you mason, you carpenter. Everybody for what they call. So we mission now for protect and push this free speech go before. Where everybody they get voice. Same thing again. Another for afraid you, another for battle you. You for say what you want, and we go for do this through ongoing advocacy, education. We go for continue for the engage, for the talk to people. Then one thing we done the money winner Salone is, then they listen to you. Then one know what you they say for tomorrow. No, now what we call censorship. Nobody not go for can begin to watch what you they say or what you not for say. Not talk say light not day. Where light not day, light not day. You talk and straight up, light not day. If election result not there, we talk and say, election result not there, straight up, we want them. So we go for empower communities and individuals for engaging open dialogue. Nobody not go for free. Say, we can make we can talk, make we gather. Now that now we on town hall meeting. This stuff now we can call it a town hall meeting. So now we can sit down and this discuss. Thank you very much, Atoprat.
And as we continue. Me go present the core values and with thematic areas. We get we first core value in a freedom. It means say we dey watch say all man at Salone, or we believe say freedom very important to we. We mean say all man at the world gets right for make it express instead. Of course, they get movement and other things freedom them, but we they concentrate on freedom of speech and expression because we believe say now the cornerstone, now the rock of human dignity and democracy. For me, feel good about myself. I for him forget the freedom for talk. The next core value na inclusivity, wey mean say we want everybody for be involved. We no dey come, we no dey be partisan. No, we need to APC, we need to SNPP, we na Sierra Leoneans dem. So we dey bring everybody on board. You local, you so whatever tribe you be, we all dey come together for ensure say we champion things dem wey dey mourn away, things wey dear to we. Courage. These are one of the most important core values dem wey we stand for. Because speaking up takes courage. Speaking up for other people dem demand more courage. Speaking up for you self in the face of injustice. Also, you're not only courageous, but it dignified means say it make you feel good about yourself and get respect. Speaking up, take more courage for speak truth to power. That person will get power. That person will get the authority for lock you up or not lock you up. From when you tell and say, Papa, this thing they do is wrong, it take more courage to make you do it. But every member of Guardian of Free Speech, na a person with courage, na a core value we no dey joke with. And trust me, Sierra Leoneans them, it no mean say we no dey afraid of. So then and there you go so scared for talk, but they suppress the fear because we believe say for my development take place na salon, we get for be hard, therefore yeri. And then about democracy. Democracy now we are the leaders there. Now we are the presidents. Now we are the ministers. Why? Because they say democracy now government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So forget the courage for speak up on issues. The next one is integrity. It's very key for salon. Integrity for make we ensure say because if integrity not there, then we lost beaucoup things then. We lost we respect. So we want to be fair, we want to be honest. Meaning say we call value of integrity. Elect like how SNPP did not power so today. We tell them we go for be honest with them and fair with them. If APC back come tomorrow, or PMDC come, or RFUP come, forget the integrity. For instance, so what we do yesterday, now they do today. What we do today, now they do tomorrow. They could not say where this government is in power, we condemn them. The next government can because we affiliated to them, or we are part of them, or family members are part of them, then we settle not. That means you lack integrity. For we are guardians of free speech. As long as you so today, tomorrow when I come back when I go here, next month when I go here, it no matter who side you day or whose organization you day, or if you're not with family members, you don't care about that. You do right, we go applaud you. You do wrong, we'll question you. Because we base we activities, we mission on ethical principles. Meaning say we respect what we say, we stand on what we say. The next very important one are empowerment. Very important for salon because at the moment we self the struggle. So the best empowerment now I want to focus there because it's only for promote economic initiative. We're very important, but we ensure to we educate, sensitize the people them on critical issues where for develop them. For many for make better choices, make a result, and then in them being empowered, their family being empowered, the nation as a whole being empowered. Collaboration. We all realize say nobody for work in isolation. Nobody for making succeed, you can't do it alone. And make in the family you see we get mama and papa. And make you see say in the country you get the president, you get ministers there. And make even in the opposition you see say you get the chairman, you get other executives. Because in everything in life, no man is an island. Everybody get for come together. It takes all hands on deck for make mama salon better. So we are in this together. Another creative way where we believe and when I call value for this we organization, now innovation continues to go for the creative ways them to make way for address challenges them to freedom of expression. And we all know say at the moment some people don't for protest. Each time they come out, either they shoot they arrest them, lock them up, or they shoot them where they can die, so they end up paralyzed or disabled in some way, some other way. Well, we guardians of free speech don't really think different ways for protest, but we're not glad. We don't say that to come for protest. No. If the government or any other individual or organization or military departments and agencies that salon get them right, we are going to applaud you because all we interest in salon to make salon better tomorrow. But if you be say we're not glad for something, for so many things, then we go for the initiatives, different ways them for address them. They like today. Now innovation make we there so today. When we there America, with colleagues over there Australia, some the way they UK, some the way they salon, we are Sierra Leoneans and we have to meet up together because of innovation. But let me tell you something. One key thing we go for use in an innovative way to address persistent challenges in a salon. Now, virtual protest. Virtual protest, because we know how for see people then die. We know how many them go out for protest about things they were not glad for, then they shoot them or kill them or arrest them. So one of we core activities we're not glad for something, we're gonna be all Sierra across the globe together for a virtual protest. Tell me how I go commit destroy property when a virtual protest. Tell me how I go commit school where na virtual protest. So this is going to be, we're going to get innovative ways when one part of we core values for make we ensure say we able to address challenges to freedom of expression. The last slide could be on with thematic areas. We get, of course, another for waste time on this advocacy and legal support, meaning so the continuously for talk. We are speak up movements after all. We talk say every issues go for the talk. Now we'll talk for your but until salon better, we not stop for advocates and we stop for talk. Legal support, we get lawyers there among we get people where international legal organizations them we're ready for support we. So if any Sierra Leonean, poor people, poor person them, if they will not get power, that they suffer injustice, we get for legal support. Education and awareness is very simple, and that's what they both are the basis of the organization. Ensuring say they continue to teach with people them continually and make them aware of things that will make them better. Then we will not say this third point on digital rights and online freedom. We get this cyber law. We don't know the in and depth of it, but we legal people, the rights now get the cyber law at the end, they look on page to page from back to front for ensure say we see what are the gaps then. We're going to affect the people then because it's important in the freedom of speech and expression for make get the rights for get digital rights and online freedom. So these are one other parts of we thematic area. We get the media and journalism, we get journalists among we ensure say we engage the media for ensure say them be independent. You not be manipulated because it's important. If the formal professional media and journalism of Sierra Leone them begin play yuki, I mean social media that's what today people they listen to social media them, but even the media, the formal media houses. And that is wrong because the media house system now get the sole responsibility for ensuring to give the right news without fear and without favor. But when I continue for begin speaker, we go after una, we will engage una, we will flex with them because salon in better one and the most important thing to we artistic expression. With our sister, we get artists we get musicians them, we get poets, we get documentary filmmakers them, we get actors them, we have every kind of artistic people in our midst. We are going to use this thematic area to ensure so we communicate to our people of things the way they happen at salon. We're not good or we're good for them or we're for participants for ensure say they make the right choice for better salon. Number 6. Friendly discourse and ethical free expression. Now make hypocrites so we say salon rights will not get we're not one. There's no unity. We affect among we say, we hate we say, we suspicious about we say. Well, we ensure so we come up with activities then, for ensure so we get friendly discourse. No matter how unhappy we be about things then where they happen at salon for able for sit down around the table and discuss these issues. Because one salon we get, if we're lucky, now we're not lucky. So we agree when I come on board. New power, SLPP power or whatever sections, new APC or whatever section, new PMDC, new RFP, all parties, non-party supporters, everybody, it no matter, whatever name you call yourself, the fact of the matter is we are one family. We believe that no matter what you do, they don't do to you. Salon for campus, for him for swallow the bitter pill for me get well body. And the only way we go for do that through friendly discourse and ethical free expression. So these are one of the thematic areas then where we get for use for develop activities on. Then we get global free speech initiative. Global free speech initiative. Why would they do that? Because we all know say we start with Sierra Leone, but we all know say in free speech, but we say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Meaning say for settlement when something is wrong in any country, we settlement will not talk. It means that we accept and make it happen to we. Besides that, if you never in oath they born, say he careless so go make it left say host they born, they son and host. That fire might can't catch up like you. So we care about the world as a whole. So any side where injustice they happen, any side where freedom of speech they don't lock people them out and break the civic space or shut the civic space. We as guardians of free speech now we must send it. So not only in Salonu, anything concern freedom of speech and expression will be there. And finally, and this for me, I think are the most important of all the 8 thematic areas, public policy and legislative engagement. Why this important? Because trust me, if we to address this one great issue, all of them 7 years will be okay. Because if public policy they be favorable to Sierra Leoneans, then legislative or whatever they do with parliament, whatever laws them pull, it really okay with Sierra Leoneans then me and you know go be unhappy for many things then. Because if they pull the right law, they pull the right policy, whether for take advantage of anybody or whether for better than self normal that all Sierra Leoneans then there will be peace in Sierra Leone, then there will be understanding, then there's potential for development and better Salon. So these are thematic areas, and then see how they use for development activities then. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope so now all will be part of this, because this is for Sierra Leone and this is everybody's hands on deck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mira, and also for Alston. Without much to say again, I want to call Sawahid for explain to we within our strong voices, safe choices, where now the campaign, the main campaign where we they launch today. There are a few things I would want to say concerning what for Alston and Mira had said, but I will wait until Sawahid finishes, and then I'll just make a short statement. Over to you, Sawahid.
Thank you very much, Arthur Pratt. I want to welcome everybody now. I want to welcome everybody with Watch We online as well. I will make this premise, I will lay this premise, and then I go to the Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign proper. Free speech is a fundamental human right. It should not be stifled or censored. At the same time, it should not be solely used for criticism. We must be able to sit down and have a national discourse, offer solutions, and forge a way forward for peaceful coexistence, national cohesion, and development in our country. The Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign stands on existing international treaties and conventions, but most especially on the laws of Sierra Leone, specifically Section 25 of the Sierra Leone Constitution, which precisely supports freedom of speech to not only ensure that critical voices in Sierra Leone hold the government accountable, but also empower vulnerable Sierra Leoneans to make safe and informed life choices. This is not the whole idea we make the Strong Voices, Safe Choices campaign formed. What is it about? For make sure see we empower Sierra Leoneans them, because we go unfortunately so most of we people them, the majority of the populations them, they're not and I want to use the word enlightened, educated. It's sad, but it's the reality. It's a sad reality. So we the few, we una the few, because we serve the land, we no road. Una the few, we get strong voices them. We go harness una potentials them for make sure say the rest of Sierra Leone understand how to make safe choices in life. And waiting now some of them safe choices there. Before I go there, I go say this initiative, it's a youth-led focus strategy where youth then go take the lead for Duam. We go forget district youth networks, community engagement training, and like Mira rightly point out, we will use entertainment for drive. But Mira don't mention some of the thematic areas. So those thematic areas then are the areas then they will use strong voices then at alone for help the rest of Sierra Leoneans then for make safe choices in life. And some of them safe choices they are then span from education. And one of the things so I go give as an example now when we talk about education, now prioritizing education amidst economic hardship right now. Because the country tranga, somebody tell me say anytime we the ground dry, that time they will get boku mischief. Because I can always say any side we angry day, wamat boku day. You know, so basically most parents then think say the tranga, let the pikin, let school business wait first. Let we send the pikin let it go up with na market, you know. In some cases, then girl picking and they push on a street, pan bad thing them, you know, for go up for make the family waiting. Sometimes they even the picking and the offer, say Mama Tin Tranga, you know what in, let me self go on a street and go help and for let we able for solve some of the family problems them. Now, while that would be a temporal solution, that would only be inviting permanent poverty. Because one, the Peking not go able for empowering himself for tomorrow let it become a productive citizen, or even for take care of his parents them with a non reach their old age. But better still, not go able for contribute to salon in better one. And we fear is the strong voices say pain. Now that we go get to a point,
with my
we go get to a point in a salon where we not go get people them we go able for handle the mantle of leadership. Because if we consider how drugs they destroy we youth them, how people are not they go school like who will talk about their choice there in terms of education. People say, oh, rather go make for the family. You know, it go reach them where we go get a like a cut-off period where people are not empowered enough for take on the mantle of leadership. Imagine how salon would be at that point. You know, so the strong voices and safe choices campaign would they use their strong voices therefore tell people say now that solution they while it go solve the temporal issue, it will bring a permanent poverty for tomorrow. So these are some of the things that we expect with strong voices them for the help we vulnerable people and for make decision. And then we go to the area of emerging drugs issues. Down there is a lot. We go down there on the day, we talk of stress related complications, communicable diseases like mpox, even lifestyle, but most importantly the drugs. How you don't want to sell drugs, you don't want to take drugs for let destroy your life. Now so you know for selling, especially in a time like now when it is alleged that we have a drug lord living in our country, drug rampant in the country. One youth for make them understand say drugs not get nothing for contribute to them life for better than life, but also not take them for let you combat economic hardship now you like go sell them to people because you're destroying them as well. So these are some of the issues. And then of course national cohesion we try for bridge the gap. I'm not going to belabor on that point today. And then we go on the governance, good governance and democracy. On the governance of democracy, one of the things the way this campaign go champion now the preservation of democracy. How do we preserve democracy, especially in a time like now? We would continue to engage, like me, I talk about friendly discourse and engagement, ethical discourse and engagement, ECSL, that we did not go allow this precedent for stand. If people then come out 2-3 o'clock in the morning for go vote, we deserve for democracy in sake, for the preservation of democracy, for understand, and in terms of disaggregated data, every bit how the election passed, how it passed, how we reach here. Let we know exactly, because if we set this precedent, salon when at on debt politics we get, where the other people in the camp, let's say Unity Party can tomorrow, what thing they go do? So let we not allow this to fly, because democracy, now that way they will believe say we'll go for move the country forward, and this is a precedent who no one set. So let we know what will happen now that 2023 election, and then they go determine the next course of action. And if anybody found wanting or liable, say them do you kill business, they should be brought to book. We for make sure say we set the right precedent for democracy in our country. And also when we come to governance, we talk about I can always say government is a reflection of its people. What do you put now you get? Papa, what do you go vote now you get? And for as long as then continue for deceive with people them for vote by tribal line, political party line or regional line, and not for the real stuff. This is our job, strong voices, for educate Sierra Leoneans to how to vote, why to vote, and why do we participate in electoral process? Why do we how for put people in leadership? Waiting for look for. Until we do that, we make empower Sierra Leoneans for understand that area then we always they vote the same way. And like I said, government is a reflection of its people. What do you put now you get? You cannot put certain people them way because of Sinami Paddy, because you don't look for the right stuff way for deliver the country, for work for the country, for make salon, and you expect for the country better. So this we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to call on Una the strong voices. We have a lot of Unaya. We thank God. Most of Una when we reach out, you guys accept. We have everybody now with a strong voice. We should use those strong voices for help vulnerable Sierra Leoneans make informed and safe life choices. I will pause here for now, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sawai. There is one Latin adage. It says, "Cuculus non facit monachum." It means to say, it is not a robe that makes you a monk. That is to say, not to the clothes where you wear make you priest, not to make you pastor. Waiting make you priest or pastor, now waiting inside your heart. Now waiting they come out from you. Now mean Jesus Christ tell you say, not all that which we demand they eat, the dirty demand, but at the thing we they come out demand not. Now in the dirty demand. One fundamental thing I pick from all within people and don't say within Mira at Alston and why don't say. Now the fact that we believe say dialogue, talking to each other should be the way forward, not fighting each other. That's the reason why I always appreciate Pakaba when he make one statement with regards violence and music. It's when I left the bubble, let them sing. As long as they're not going to bush for buffet. Those statements are important foundational statements that will help we or push we country go before. And when we talk about rights, I get from a big word and I get from big statements. One of the things we always, when we engage on human rights issues, the first thing we can tell me, say, Arthur, when you talk about rights, talk about responsibilities. You know, they ever talk about freedoms without talking about responsibilities. Because freedoms and responsibilities, both of them, they go together. And if we want any country for develop, irrespective of whether in a power or waiting they happen, we therefore protect the freedoms of the people, but the people also get for being responsible, for themselves and for their country. And that's the reason why we could use innovation. We want to use innovative ideas for engage, for less Sierra Leoneans and they be engaged. Probably when we find other ways to engage, there will come a time where we go engage in such a level, the world go see we, and the idea of the Athens of West Africa will be restored. Many people think to say the Athens of West Africa is just about education. It was not just about education. No. It was also about our ability to coexist, our ability to reason together, irrespective of how difficult the situation may be. But we are able to come together and reason as a people, not as political party. I agree. President Julius Maada make that statement. I think a month ago, if they talk to some people, I see the video where they tell them, say, one of the problems will come together because we have the votes based on a tribal and ethnic line. And that's true. It comes from the mouth of the president, and that's true. Because we're not able to see ourselves yet as Sierra Leoneans. We still see ourselves as Mende, Creole, Timini, Limba, Loko. We see ourselves as Westerner and Northerner and Southeasterner. We not ever see ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. Just imagine, today, we get Lebanese people in our country, we're not Sierra Leonean, but today we talk about them, as you point finger and say them foreigner. You don't even know what I say, because our mindset. And that is what we at Speak Up Movement want to do. We want to create this platform and this way in which we will come together as a people, see ourselves as one nation under God, one nation under heaven. Thank you so much, Sawai. Now we just make quick progress. I really want to make progress, and I want to ask we speakers them for standby, because I'm going to begin to call on now or come up and make statements. Please, I want to make on say all of we speakers them way we they call for come make statements. Then people then also now respectable people them, that people who believe say get strong voices and we go with them voice and the role where they play, whether in this government or past government. We respect all the roles and responsibilities that we don't get. We don't see una. We get a lot of respect for una. And that is why we will start with the present Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Aissata Mahoy. Dr. Aissata Mahoy is the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. She's a champion of social change and gender equality. With expertise in development, economics, and economic policy, she has worked with the World Bank and integrated gender concerns into developmental initiatives. A dedicated lecturer, grassroots advocate and mentor. She empowers women at all levels of society. As a clergyman and community activist, she promotes social inclusion and fairness across Africa. Recognized among the 50 influential women achievers in Africa 2024, her leadership continues to thrive meaningfully. Thank you so much, Dr. Aissata Mahoy. You're welcome, ma. Please unmute, ma. Yes, ma.
Thank you very much. I just want to use this opportunity for say thank you to the one that we initiate this particular initiative for make sure say Sierra Leoneans then go able for talk about things them where they monitor them. and more so in a very constructive manner. Well, me, they also for talk about issues them where they ambog woman and picking them, specifically where would they look at them also young people linking there and also persons with disability, because when you talk about gender issues, they are general issues. And today I want for make we always there na this particular platform understand say Sierra Leone has made a lot of progress. We all know, say, from where we signed what we call the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, when at the CEDAW, and other treaties, them like the Maputo Protocol. Sierra Leone don't make strides. From 2007, we know about the three gender justice laws, them. We know about the Child Rights Act, where we also enact in 2007. So a lot of things has happened. Sierra Leone, because we are signatory to international instruments, what you need to do as a country, once you sign this, you get for domesticate, and you domesticate by bringing laws. So now that make, in fact, quite recently, we get progressive laws them, where thanks to the Parliament of Sierra Leone, where then don't enact. And among those laws, we get even law where they prohibit child marriage among picking them. We get the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment. We get the Customary Land Rights Act. We get the National Land Commissions Act. All of these are laws that are there to support the empowerment of women. But a lot of things then they happen, and specifically because we have a problem of mindset where we use with cultural norms or traditions where still the cloud we make a lot of change not able for happen. But also in the parts of government, past and present, a lot of progress has been made in that particular area. And I want for make people know, say, presently we are also challenged with issues of SGBV, where the issues then they come up. We don't put mechanisms in place. In fact, we get what we call the 116 toll-free line, where that particular 116 toll-free line, the way you call them, it will lead you to a service provider, where the service provider will lead you, depending on the location where you dey, for access services. Now we one-stop center them. And then one-stop center also then located in different districts them. Also Rainbow Initiative no dey, because governments, they work with partners them, civil society organization, NGOs, for make we all able to get that data, make we all able for make sure say we try and resolve or issues them where they ambog woman and picking them. Presently, we get what we call the Child Rights Bill within our parliament in stock, because we still they discuss them, and we hope say by God in power, when that law they go pass in safe, we go able for protect we picking them in every aspect, looking at trafficking, child labor, cyberbullying, drug abuse, all of those things, child marriage, and FGM, where INSEF now one of the key and the strong traditional things then where they ambog the picking them. However, we get many challenges then. The challenges then span up from where victim don't report violence. The case don't go now police, you don't come to the ministry, you don't go now, we want stop centers, the Rainbow Initiative, then you don't get services. Some cases, they not they allow the victim for go back now the community immediately. We not get enough safe homes for able for keep them victim there. So another challenge is we not get a forensic lab. So many of the issues them, we know they get justice, because forensic lab know the way they check DNA of perpetrators them. Of course, we get the Sexual Offences Act, where that one day they been amend them in 2019. Where till today we also they get challenges then when implementation been starts because of some of the clauses them where they did. So we are thinking, working together with the justice system for make we amend them again, and also we do collaborate because we get an SGBV steering committee where plenty player then did it. And then players then they would try for look at issues them. But however, just like I said, there are many challenges, and those challenges it depends from the security. It starts from the security sector, when then they record abuse, to the justice system, and also to the implementation of the laws, where some of it waiting they stop them now because of we mindset, and we require a mindset change. So this is what I have to say about gender, and now this position this country day for now. On also on women's economic empowerment, when now one major thing, you cannot solve problems in the homes when women are not economically empowered. So we are also looking at working with our partners where they look at financial inclusion aspects where we don't start. A lot of initiatives then they come up. It's the how we they able for coordinate research as a country for make all the initiative then they able for all water. But just as I say, there are many challenges, and those challenges we need to work on them together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. Really enjoy what you say. If we listen carefully, these are the kind of discussions we want to be having in Sierra Leone, bringing up issues, the Honorable Minister bring up for make we understand what are the current issues in Sierra Leone, and then we begin for think and decide how we add we voice to these issues, and how for come up with ideas for ensure say we help people like this in ministries for ensure say these issues go out and government turn attention, sometimes put money for some of the ministries there, so for ensure say they're able for fulfill waiting them for do. The next person where we go talk, where we will call for talk, we'll talk on education and emerging health issues. Education and emerging health issue. This not to any other person but Professor Dr. Emeritus. I like it title. I like bookman title because I come on a family with people in a bookman. Professor Emeritus Jimmy Kande. Now the next person we go call for talk. Who than this person? You see, Dr. Jimmy Kande is a distinguished scholar specializing in African politics, governance, and democratization. He earned his PhD from the University of Wisconsin, Madison, and served as a professor of political science at the University of Richmond from 1992 to 2021. His research has shaped discussions on ethnicity in politics, civil-military relations, and democratization in Sierra Leone and West Africa. Notable works include Coups from Below, Ahmed Sultans, and State Power in West Africa. Okay, these are books. I would love to get some of these books myself. And Politicization of Ethnic Identities in Sierra Leone. Wonderful. Dr. Kande has contributed to policy discussion on decentralization, post-war reconstruction, and security sector reform, representing at institutions such as Oxford University and the United Nations. His work remains a key resource for understanding governance and political stability in Sierra Leone. Dr. Jimmy Kande, you're welcome, sir. And Dr. Kande, please unmute, sir. Please unmute. You are still muted. Yes.
Okay, great. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Adjust this right. Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes,
hello?
Sir. I can hear you clearly, sir.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Thanks, first of all, for inviting me to participate in this inaugural venture. I think you assigned two topics to me, education and health. And I claim no authority on these topics, but I do have my own pedestrian kind of insights. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Loud and clear, sir. Please, if you are, can you please unmute and allow Dr. Kande alone to be? Can you?
Where INSEF now one of the key and
Africa. Notable works include.
Okay. Thanks, first of all, for inviting me to participate in this inaugural venture. I think you assigned two topics to me, education and health. And I claim no authority on these topics.
Loud and clear, sir.
Loud and clear, sir. Please, if you are, Kande alone to be on mute. Yes, I continue, sir.
Okay, like I was saying, I claim to be no authority on these topics, but I think I can share some of my pedestrian insights on them, especially given the fact that we're all Sierra Leoneans and we have to be very much concerned about education and health in our country. I want to kind of start off what I have to say by referencing a book that I often use in my courses at the University of Richmond, particularly courses on developing nations. And it's a book that was by an Indian Nobel Prize winner, Amartya Sen. The topic of the book, title rather of the book was, or rather is, Development and Freedom, in which he argued, among other things, and this is very relevant for our societies, that even the poorest of countries in the world can make significant strides in improving the lot of their people if only their governments can invest heavily in education and health. That those are the two cornerstones of social development. Because when you educate a person, you literally providing them with a meal ticket. They can provide for themselves over time. And also when you can provide health care, you remove in certain sources of unfreedom that come about as a result of, the kind of health care that is lacking in your community and so forth. So starting on that premise, one cannot overemphasize the significance of healthcare and education. And one can even go further and make the argument that any government that makes significant progress in these two areas stands to receive the support, overwhelming support of our people. We're not even getting into physical infrastructures and other things. And in those two areas, we have seen a dramatic deterioration over the years. It did not start, right, the last few years. This has been ongoing for a very long time and has been persistent. Take, for instance, education. Right, that's one area I've been involved in as far as higher education. Again, let me just pause here. Is the form here, is it Creole or English? I can go both ways, but I don't want to mix it up. If I'm gonna be speaking English, I will stick with that. If I want to go Creole,
yes, just quiet. If the English is fine for you, go ahead with English. If you want.
Okay, I don't want to offend anybody by not speaking, Creole, which I can speak just as well as anybody.
Okay, sir.
Me, I suggest you go into Creole so that because Nadande then don't start with.
All right, sir. Very good suggestion.
Okay. I'll do my best in that regard. Low country education, right? I don't get small experience in that field day. And the deterioration here is just mind-boggling when you look at what is going on. Okay, the emphasis, I will even make a comparison, okay, between what they call free education and free healthcare for pregnant and lactating women. Now that's the last government been come with, free healthcare. Okay, now, if you are a responsible parent or husband or whoever, you person sick or say you get somebody who need health care, right? A pregnant woman, they send them for free health care because there's nothing there. The same with the educational system. Free education looks at access, which is good, improving access for everybody. But the focus will forget now for improve quality. Where women they go school, there was quality education. That was the focus. Not to be in quantity, let everybody go school where not they learn. The whole purpose of going to school is to be educated. But we're not educate we picking there now. I run into a student we say you no able get job. I say, why you no able get job? They say because they demand computer skill. I say, well, if they go take a computer class, now I say, no, India they go get pay for some paper, show say they get, computer skills. We not get at all. And that's not an isolated case. It runs throughout the system. From a member go give book them offline. Every now and then I can go donate book there with me party, then they send, So I go St. Paul's, Napujeo, and CKC. I don't visit many schools and libraries across the country. They donate book there, mostly, STEM books and so forth. And the teacher then at St. Paul's, they complain. Say the very thing the way the government been they prosecute them for, they tie them a cutting tree for fraud. That's what they are now promoting. So then go inflate the grades, allow the student for spy on a massive scale. So then go inflate the grades and impress the donor there. Say, education they improve, and their grades cannot be improved overnight. I've never seen that. It takes a while, even when you're well-meaning. You they implement the reform them. It takes a while for you begin yield, the result. But because they want make good face to the donor them, then involved in massive grade inflation at this country. Where picking themselves, we don't know nothing. Me self we not that good in math. If I go take the exam, flying colors. Because they get picking them, we don't know nothing but math, they get A. We don't know, we don't get any way English not to the strong suits, then they get A. Themselves not they believe the grade they way then they get. So it just shows you that what we have here is a broken educational system. I teach for 1 year now for Bay College until the so-called, powers that be decide say they cannot handle the truth. They cannot handle a fact. That is not an opinion. Okay, but if you can handle the truth, you can handle the fact, then like that's it. But I'll still keep saying what is the truth. Because that is the duty of an academic. You get for speak truth to power. I don't care for label to anybody. I come for just retire and enjoy the rest of my life. My career na be other country because condition then I have been so bad that you can't even come back and do what you love doing, which is teaching. So not educate the beginning. You go for Bay College, now so cash for grades. You can go from first year, you earn your degree, you don't know do, you just pay for pass. If it's not that, it is sex for grades. And it's not just at the institutions of higher learning. It's very bad. It's all over. I often cite the example of a niece who called me from upline, say, in them no day in a list of students they way pass in a nursing class because it not give the teacher, it not give the woman where they teach them the money where they demand from all of them. Now say almost you guys say 50 leon. I just bust laugh. I said so almost even they ask for is it 100 leon minimum? But this is repeated throughout the system. Imagine a nurse who's not qualified, where they're not trained well at all, where get for paying way through, get for treat you later on. Now we life there where they play with. But anyway, getting back to education, like I say, the grade inflation just too rampant. The fraud is just too rampant. And waiting that they do is that with students, they wait and come on, yeah. It will be very difficult for them to accept them na institutions of higher learning elsewhere. Already America don't ban with student them, which is terrible. Some people they say that because it's student and they go overstay, but it's not just about students. There are many other non-students where they go America where they overstay. But you can understand why some students then done for their studies and then no one come back. You get people in here where they tell you, say, if they left this country, then they vow never to come back because of some of the hellish condition they will get for living. Where even if you're educated, it don't matter much at all. You did join the class of the drug man in the country. So, I mean, the system is broken. How we go about fixing it, the people who broke the system cannot fix it. That's all I can say. We get one of the longest running minister of education at this country. We serve, I think, almost 12 years under Kaba. Where the YSF come back, I think he served almost 2 terms. In between, you get Minkailu. And they've all been unmitigated disasters. I don't know much about the current situation now. The guy within basic education is a very, very, very well-meaning, a guy. I happen to know him a little bit, not that much, but he's a very well-meaning guy. I just hope say they will able to allow him for make a difference, in that ministry there. So there are all kinds of problems, but I think the problem begins with leadership. A lot of political interference because there are 2 imperatives driving education today in this country. One political, the other one na money. Even students that were not able to qualify for Kamna College, then they make arrangements for them for give them diploma just so that they go can pay money for attend the college. So you have all those kind of problems, but I don't want to belabor the point. Let me just touch on a few issues dealing with health. Because again, education, if we get education right and we get healthcare right, we'll be making significant progress in eradicating poverty, in bringing our people together, in getting with people then for at least have faith in the institutions. They say they're responsive to we interests, they're responsive to we needs, we health needs. And we educational needs. But let me say a few words about health and healthcare. Let me start off on a positive note. I noticed one thing recently, which is that most of the major hospitals, they don't solarize them. That means they don't install solar panel on all of them, where for able to provide them adequate electricity for 24 hours. My prayer is that it is sustainable. Some of the people that were involved assure me say they don't do maintenance and other kinds of training. We go ensure say then we're able to sustain them. That addresses the electricity problem for we hospital them, which was very critical because they hear all kind of story the way they can get for stop into surgeries interrupted because there's a lack of electricity. So all of that now, let me see this here. Okay, all of that now seems to be solved. The next issue is providing clean drinking water, having adequate, hospital beds for patients. But most critically, waiting really can know at me, can really get under me core, is the fact that we people and get for the go Ghana for healthcare. If Ghana can get any kind of high-tech or whatever hospital, waiting do we ban? I swear we not able think we will not go able for stop for low ball with people there. Think about having the best for if now 1 green hospital, say first class hospital. If we can get airports we cost 300 million, we can get hospital we cost 300 million. Now almost they travel by air. The majority of the people are going to need hospital. It saves a lot of money. I've heard talk here and there about building this there, Barcelona, Boku talk. But if we can invest in healthcare, and it's not just about money being spent, it's assessing the impact of the money within they spend, because for spending money now one thing, In most cases, the money there, come on, it's been siphoned off. Then go allocate almost million for this particular project, but I forgo watch no more. And that don't really destroy the healthcare system in this country. If you say Ebola, go bring in the kind of infusion of resources, we go jumpstart with healthcare system in this country. But higher. Before that, you be area and waiting the one minister, they let know it's Ebola money. Alaki practice. So now that's don't, it's not like the funding is not there. Even when you look at education, there was funding for Frobe College. The Arab man then give almost 40 million for them rehabilitate the place. What happened? Then give the contract to an esteemed brother. Look at Frobe College. Look at Frobe College today. It don't look like secondary school stuff before I say university or college. So with healthcare, we get some challenges, right? We get challenges them basically with the mpox that we get today and the responsiveness. You look at mpox, it's like whenever the NTR come, it seems like now we're at the worst heat because Ebola come. It don't reach Cote d'Ivoire, safe. But Liberia, Guinea, and Salon, now we not be the worst. This why ourselves come. It look like now they receive the brunt of it all. But I know they see any kind of coordinated policy. You know, where people their salon self again, the mindset with people, their attitude, they kind of very cavalier about taking the necessary precaution there. And I don't feel say there has been enough education and the vaccine has been kind of lacking. I don't think say government invest in vaccine, then you always wait for them get free vaccines in order for do what is necessary. In this case. Then there's the issue of drugs, right? At the roundup here, do you allow not take too much of my time?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
There is the issue of drugs, and I'm just gonna end it there. And the issue of drugs, it's multi-layered, right? You look at it, it threatens our national security at many levels. It's not just the Kush problem, which is critical, because if a high percentage of we youth is disappearing, not just physically, but socially and otherwise, that creates a serious threat to our survival, as a country and as a nation. And there's also the issue where not so much threatening health as such as national security, which is the drug trafficking issue. But I'm not going to get into that. I guess other people that really talk about governance and so forth go get into that. But there's a direct link there between that and with national security, because national security is about the well-being of our people ultimately. So on that note, I think I don't want me much for quite a bit. I will end here and hear other people out, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Professor. I don't go say much. I actually just want to call the next person. But I think to say you actually hit the nail on the head and show the many lapses with it and why we need for continued dialogue, and why we need for continue for talk and find a way for make sure, say, when we talk, the talk, result into an action. The talk result into an action. Because many a times, we they beg all of them things there, we they go through all of them things there, we they suffer all of them things there. Like what we talking about rehearsals, we people they live in a condition of stoic silence. You they suffer all of them things that you talk inside us, behind us, hey, not talk, no yagi, hey, no come to you, hey, let this not happen, hey, let that not happen. And then everything they go in a cycle. Everything. And sometimes why can they talk na radio programs or make me audio this and people always think that they talk based on one government, but it's not based on one government. When you look at them, these are things going in a cycle. Administration after administration, you do the same thing. Government after government, you do the same thing. So when you raise your voice, people are think to say, oh, now they want to answer you 8 on this, that, and that's not the case. That's not the case. It is about us. It is about Sierra Leone. That when you talk about Ghana, feel them, because at the end of the day, when you look at Ghana, now we look Ghana, no, we will don't go Ghana. We don't go Kenya. We they go to some of them countries, then now we look, so now we ask ourselves, what you doing? I swear we swear. Now, like the way God asked Jeremiah, he says, Judah, an unborn slave, or say you're not slave, Then your mama born you a slave, or your mama born you big food, they born you dukunu. Let God help we. And let the mercy of God do over we. The next person we'll call we own Big Brother. We na a popular man in Sierra Leone. We don't contribute a lot na the media for talk about issues where they come up na Sierra Leone. We need to any other person, but I call the name we all sabi Kingfisher. In actual name na Emily Savage. Emily Savage, also known as Kingfisher, is a popularly known as Kingfisher, is a prominent media producer and peace advocate in Sierra Leone. He has played a key role in conflict resolution through his work with Talking Drum Studio and search for common ground using radio dramas like Atunda Ayenda to promote peace and social change. Kingfisher was also a musician and DJ using his platform to encourage reconciliation during Sierra Leone's post-war recovery. His influence extends to grassroots media initiatives, helping establish community radio stations and fostering dialogue on governance, transparency, and gender equality. Additionally, he founded Bodyguard Studio, where he used music to inspire peace, unity among Sierra Leoneans. We all know Yerida named the Kingfisher. And today we get Kingfisher Naya for can talk to we a little bit about youth, social media, and entertainment. Though just please remind yourself, say we get limited time of 5 minutes. And I know say there are times some things can come up we really want for. You get express time, but we just try for limit yourself. And thank you so much. Kingfisher, you're welcome, sir. Please unmute.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Hope you're getting me loud and clear.
Very loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So, greetings to everybody, and I'm happy for be part of this meeting. I say thanks to the guardians of peace, of free speech, and now the kind of movements that they want, so we're making the look forward to for happen. And I'm glad the people that don't take the initiative. I for talk about youth entertainment and social media, and I will make them short. When I look at the concept note, I see 4 key issues them where the campaign they look at: health, education, and good governance and democracy. So I want to start my own talk with them 4 points therefore. So I will start with education. And already I talk that for focus on youth. As youth, education is very important. Either formal education or informal education. The important thing is you for learn something we're able for make you live your life tomorrow. Let youthful energy where you get, you not get out for nothing. So education is very, very important. I go commodity, I go to health. For make you able for learn well, na school, na college, na outside they go learn trade, you forget well body. Because the book command they say you should have a sound mind in a sound body. Health, very, very important. So, I will come to why make a talk about anything else. Let me start. Then we take gender. Of course, nobody not go overlook the fact say gender equality is very important in our society. We will not overlook anybody down because of in gender, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. As far as me concerned, the only difference between man and woman, that's one they give the the other one they born to kill. But apart from that, we all equal in the sight of God. So for me, gender equality is very, very important. But now we come to exactly what you have to point out for me. But for that access to good health, good education, for now we get gender equality, it depends on the governance system in our country. Without a proper good governance system, we're not going to get better service delivery in our country at all. Whether not the one they would elect, whether not from the one they would elect, or the one they would they appoint, or the one they would they apply for position. If the governance system not proper, nothing not go work. Just like the speaker before me they say. So now they bring me now to the point of entertainment and use of social media. One thing I know is that they use them, that there are the people.
You did about fixing it. The people who broke the system cannot fix it. That's all I can say. We get one of the longest running minister of education at this country. We serve, I think.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Okay, thank you. But for get access to good health, good education, for now we get gender equality, it depends on the governance system in our country. Without a proper good governance system, we're not going to get better service delivery in our country at all, at all, at all. Whether not the one they would elect, whether not from the one they would elect, or the one they would they appoint, or the one they would they apply for position. If the governance system not proper, nothing not go work. Just like the speaker before me did say. So now they bring me now to the point of entertainment and use of social media. One thing I know is that they use them, that there are the people them where they into entertainment largely. Use them, that the people them where they into social media largely. Very, very useful platform them for making voices be heard. But sadly, now we country, we entertainment, we limit them mostly to entertainment, gladdy, single cannabis sing them. In fact, some of the songs the way they come out now safe, and now let me even listen to them. Where that energy they put into their songs, then the people that they sing and dance and turn about, we can channel them into strong voices them so that people will be able to make safe choices them. The use of social media, we get big platform because until somebody go post on social media today, there be potential for be the talking point tomorrow. So rather than we they use the social media for PhD, pull him or her down syndrome, because then they are the Simboku now. Somebody be mentioned the late Pakaba. And I remember again, whether not true or not true, they say Pakaba, they say Salomon gets bad heart. Definitely they see on social media and a lot of bad heart. If we continue for use them platform, then they will not be born good picking for our country. So me they talk to the youth them, say look, una get two powerful platform them, plus including una use full strength una get. Una use them platform them for advocate for good governance. Now with good governance, that was kind of job go down in our country. Now with good governance, with healthcare system then go up. Now with good governance, education go day like how we supposed for day. Good governance will not go see beaucoup drop out then in the street. But until and unless we make our voices heard, nothing will always be. Me, for the people that know me, they don't say from them, they use my entertainment platform, not only for entertain, but for advocate for social change. Then they don't bring me to put them into conflict with powers that be. But I don't care because I'm doing the right thing. And I know they say, you know, for use your entertainment platform or a social media platform, not to for do the normal thing and do, but na platform there where they give the power for talk to government. Like how me have been saying, because most of the time protests will end and confusion and loss of life. But you can protest through music, you can protest through movies, you can protest through drama, you can protest through you post the way they do on social media. So look, for me, I don't me this year, Black. Until and unless as youth, young people then, we channel that energy we will not get into speaking out against the things the way they mourn we. We all know the things the way they mourn we, like this way, Republic of Sierra Leone. We know, and we know the thing the way they cause them. We know, of course, some of the time that we know the solution there. So the platform that we will get to as entertainers, as social media people then, now we use them for bring out those things. And not for complain no more. Now we also able for bring out possible solutions then. We go mend with society. We society need healing. We society, we like to pray because I hear people like they say, na God no more. Na lie, not to God no more. I believe in God, but I believe again in the correct thing. So for me, this line will be my own message to use them, the energy we will not get. We don't come on that youth stage, but we still they use them platform and they for bring about change in our country. Who now gets the energy? It is now, not for tomorrow, not to be yesterday. It is now because 2028 they are already come. And if we not look sharp, the things them way we don't see don't they develop from it of 2028, it not go fine. And then it's all about election. What about development? Let youth man them will go before. When they say youth man them, now no member keke and bike no more. Now no member was no more. Now remember when they say youth man them then a position them. So for me, now that me go left with young people then. Use the energy we will get for join the speak up movement and speak for your rights them. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kingfisher. Thank you. I will just go straight for call the next person. The next person will come talk on human rights and security. This now somebody we are always considered for be an elder brother to me. My own big brother that one day. Because through I don't be influenced so much on the issues of rights, learning about rights and how to respect rights and how to live a life in which we all able to respect the rights of each other. I know we'll talk about who, because one of the simplest way for know how Sierra Leoneans to be affected. Take 2-3 Sierra Leoneans when no one beats themselves, put them for the tap now one house. You see the alala we will scatter them. When next speaker na Dr. Brema Abdullahi Sharif, Commissioner Brema Abdullahi Sharif. He's a dynamic advocate, strategist, and storyteller. Seamlessly navigating high-level policy planning and emotionally charged screenwriter. A distinguished expert in leadership, governance, and human rights, he has shaped civil society through roles as a consultant, trainer, campaigner, and filmmaker. Formerly chairperson of the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone and director of Amnesty International Sierra Leone, Sharif holds a master's in peace and development studies. He currently serves as communications, advocacy, and partnership director for CARE International in Sierra Leone and Liberia, while also providing policy direction at POIDAC. His work, whether crafting national strategies or writing films like Pride and Guilty, reflects his unwavering commitment to justice, resilience, and human dignity. Commissioner Brema Sharif, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I hope I'm clear.
Very, very clear. Very, very clear, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you very much. Again, I want to use this opportunity for telling plenty. Thank you, the organizers, for giving me the opportunity for be part of this laudable venture. I say laudable venture because speaking up now one thing way I really like, and one thing way I don't enjoy for the rest of my life. But me points today now for talk around human rights and security. And I try to put them in the context of speaking up, free speech, and the guardians of truth. So first, I want to follow on and say, I don't just talk as a former human rights activist or a former commissioner, but actually they talk as a lifelong activist. We believe in dignity, security, and freedom. For me, this is not to abstract ideals. This is not the lifeline of every human being. And now the way very important where we speak, whether we speak truth to power or speak truth for dream of justice or speak truth from we heart to make sure say we move for change. So to me, this campaign launch, not to just about launch, but for ignite a movement we're rooted in dignity, shaped by truth, facts, and courage, and driven by the profound belief we'll get for settlements not safe, and afraid not go guide we, but for talk through that the most important thing we will for do. So I will try to look at some quick facts before I go into the human rights issues and security. One of the things I want to say now that when we talk, we want for talk not to for divide, but not for build. When we speak up, we don't want for speak up because we want for politicize, but not for protect. And when we talk, we don't want for talk selfishly because we want for gain power, but not for challenge the issues, the abuses. And they're really important. So I want to encourage this movement, this campaign, not to make too much noise, neither speaking up, but now when you're very clear about what you talk, when you get the courage we're wrapped in responsibility. And above all, when you make sure you talk wisely by making the safe choices and protect the one that we really important, where they don't push in a corner. So this campaign theme says strong voices, safe choices. For me, not just a slogan, This is a survival strategy, especially in modern democracies in Sierra Leone, in Africa, or maybe globally. It reminds we say strength depend on the society, the waiting society they demand, the level of integrity, the courage where citizens they get. Strength of a speak up, not to how loud you talk, but now how true they inside what you talk and how you focus on the real change. So human rights and security, how then two are tied? Well, just quickly, we all know say human rights, these are the basic foundations for freedom, protection, where everybody gets, regardless of your race, gender, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, for salon, regional or tribe, or any other states. Everybody gets them. And there are three basic principles we're really tied into all this. They're universal. It no matter what you forget that. They're inalienable. They're not going to use some, then take away some from you. Or then take away some during emergency. They're independent and indivisible. If you want to enjoy one, you definitely go for enjoy the other one. I mean, while listening to Dr. Kande, they try to tie the issues around education, health. It's really very important. For example, for let somebody access education, if you're not healthy, you need for access education. But also if the person not gets security, there's also a challenge for letting the person access education. Same way so, the person need to get them basic right there. We not say the Universal Declaration of Human Rights are the basic document for all other human rights instruments, treaties, policy don't come out. And you could read very clear, and I like them, it say, everybody gets right to life, liberty, and security of perpetuity. You find out saying that three things they talk about right to life, but they talk about liberty and security of a person. Where they really talk about how human rights, security, how they interdependent. But why human rights and security for go together? Well, inside communities, society people they feel unsafe, whether violence, whether they surveillance them, whether not poverty, whether rights they don't they erode. One of the things very important are that security becomes something important rather than for use them for a tool of fear. Now look at this. Some data they around globally. For example, the Freedom House 2024 report say global freedom don't decline by the 18th consecutive time right around the world. It's very important simply because a lot of institutions, the government don't use security as a way for restrict media, protests, and political dissent. But that report also talk about something very clear now, that freedom of speech and rule of law. Now, one of the things we're really very strong for the outcomes for security, and it help for improve security. It also they say security they build on the existing policies we'll get. Enough for be one way they do repression. Because if you use security as an excuse for repression, they say it's temporary. So few things then the way human rights advocates and like the Speak Up campaign, some of the things where they really need to understand. When are the role of responsibility around rights advocacy like the Speak Up campaign? One, over speak with integrity. And I see integrity as one of the core values. You know, what can do leadership training, changes and everything. One of the core components of real leadership is integrity, and they can define integrity and say doing the right thing even no other person is looking at you. So responsibility around advocacy, people for be speaking with integrity, not with hate. Protesting injustice, not for promote division. Defending freedom, not to exploit them for spread falsehood or threats in peace. When I one person will believe in protests, I believe in free protests. But I know one protest where before the protest they talk about for Bonn police station. I know one protest where they talk say we kill people before the protest. I know one protest where they talk say go overthrow government before the protest. Like I say, speaking up means you know they target individuals, you want for target the issues. And then they're really, really important. So one of the things were important for we, very clear, say freedom of speech, not the freedom from consequences. For example, inciting violence, speaking dangerously, misinformation, or using speech to undermine the dignity of other people, them, not a protected speech than they. Now a betrayal of the values for we claim the right when we say they talk. So we want to speak up, but we want to speak up with responsibility. We want to speak up for address the issues. We want to raise human rights issues with data, with truth, with fairness, and with accuracy. Then they now ain't gonna make them believe in we. Now ain't gonna make people want to listen to we. In fact, there's a slogan we say, for let trust in the person where they speak, you got for trust the messenger, you got for equally trust the message. So as messengers or guardians of truth, we want to make sure say we voice what you would say, be the correct things. A lot of things will go always resonate very well with certain people in governance, because a lot of people don't want truth. But I tell you, speaking the truth gives you a clear conscience, and they say conscience now the presence of God in man. So, what is security in human rights context? Well, a lot of people can misunderstand security as just the absence of violence or conflict. But for we as human rights activists, security go beyond that. It means the protection of people, their freedom, their dignity, their ability to participate fully in society without the no threat or no repression. So true security, not about controlling the people, not about protecting the space outside the people then can live, then speak, they organize, and then grow freely. One quotation they were like from the former UN Secretary General, Kofi Annan. He said, we will not enjoy development without security. We will not enjoy security without development. And we will not enjoy either without the respect for human rights. So human rights are the core center of development and security. So what does this mean for we? We mean say security not just a state function. Now a human rights is center of human rights. Freedom for speak without retaliation. We forget that. We want to assemble without fear. We want to forget freedom. When we say we believe in what you they say, we get the facts, we get the data, and that's what they talk about. So freedom, very important. But security and human rights are the core components of the thing away for help we. When I want security, we're fragile. Because security we're fragile, now we say human rights no day. But security we're strong, now we say human rights day, and it form the basis of what they do. So the truth is that security and human rights interdependent. Then they work together. What do I mean? Security for create the environment whose rights will be safely exercised. Equally so, rights for be guided with for make sure say security did it. We want to make sure say people do not be restrained, but then take accountability for what they do. What people they do for be legal and not illegal. And people for equally take accountable, for be accountable for the things they also do. They say he who comes to equity comes with clean hands. If you want to ask government for be accountable, and you're not a speak up person, you're not a guardian of truth, you say equally for be accountable for the two things where you want to talk about. But of course, we get challenges. One of the things very clear now that freedom of expression, when at the heartbeat of democracy, really gets a lot of challenge, and it is under threat right across the world. No doubt about that. Of course, a lot of improvement they happen. We're not going to say it's absolute, but of course, they say a lot of improvements that's alone. But I say we still get a lot to do for open the space. When they see a lot of interaction between the Israeli Association of Journalists with government, but to equally want voices where they speak, not because they relate to government, but because they speak the truth. You don't need for belong to a political party for speak the truth. You need for get the data, the right thing for speak the truth. You need for be accountable for speak the truth. You don't need for be associated to a political party for speak the truth. But you don't need for speak loudly misinformation because you think say now that go talk about the truth. So what you know we role after they try for conclude. Government gets the overall responsibility for make sure say they protect, respect, and fulfill the rights of every citizen. This one non-negotiable. But what the citizens then get? Citizens equally get the responsibility for make sure say, as then they request for their own rights, they also they recognize say other people then get rights. In fact, you get a mantra as activists where say, my right to swing my fist stops where the nose of the other person begins. I'm not going to claim your right, when I dey trample on other people their rights. If I want to speak up, I no go want for lie because I dey speak up. If I want to be a guardian of truth, I no go want for hide under politics for talk bad things about people within governance. Or I want for promote other person because I related to them. Speaking up means we got for speak with conscience, we got for speak fairly, we forget data, we for mobilize voices, and I see collaboration as one of the things that I want for do. We live in a world where really very important. In fact, the SDGs, the last parts of the SDGs, when I'm 17, talk about partnership and working together. No man is an island. We actually need to work together for develop all of this. So for if we want peace, development, we got for protect freedom as fiercely and pursue them with security, but to pursue them with truth, data, accuracy, and accountability. So we all know they are today. Human rights, not just anything, say, okay, I get me right. But as you get your right, you usually get your responsibility. I want to close with this. There can be no safe choice without strong voices. So we won't want to raise the voices. Now, damn the people they want. Let we raise the voices because there are people who are not able to talk. But let's raise the voices with accountability. With freedom to speak up, not to just say rights, now also a responsibility. With every word what we say, we have to be accountable because the impacts will be positive or negative. But for activists, one impacts will be positive because that change we want. Positive change where they bear positive on people there. We also want to be transparent in what they do. We want to be fair and don't want to represent anybody in what they do. We want to represent with conscience. We want to be truthful. We want to get the facts. We want to be responsible. But we want to speak fearlessly because human rights is about saying the truth even when people don't want to listen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Commissioner. There are a lot of things we take from all what you I don't say, especially what you said just to say. But I just want for you to get to people and say, why would they tell when I say this man, he can never speak about human rights without talking about responsibility. Never, ever. I'm gonna also answer if we talk about rights. The first thing tell me, you have to understand your own responsibility. As you look at that person being right, you have to look at your responsibility. And I want to be possible open the mind so much. You understand me? You know, sometimes now Sarah, we can always think to say, oh, then people and we get one kind of mindset about with people more. You will get the future, you get a different mindset of people with the upline. You forget their culture, you forget their norms, you forget their traditions, you forget their own pattern of doing things. You know what I expect them. You just want them to conform to your own standard one time. But anyway, thank you so much, and I hope say we all the land. Before I call the next speaker, we get to one more speaker before we get to keynote speaker where they launch them, and then we end up everything. So before I call we next speaker, I just want to make everybody know, say please, if you want for continuing this discussion, please add your number in the text section. Just put your name and your number. We go add you in a particular group. We will continue the discussion on WhatsApp because one of Mama they make a key statement at the section. He say how all these things they lead to action. We go see. We're not going to talk all things here, but I can assure you, Una say each and every one, everything we discuss now, they will lead to an action. And I also just want for quickly recognize everybody where they are not able to go through and call Una only. They don't reach 51 now, and people in there. But I just want for Dr. Abdullah Begete, I don't see you from where you don't deal with from the start. Thank you so much. Okay, I know say we honorable then they around. I know say we brother Telo Kamara said they around. There are a lot of people already around. We recognize Una all.
Adnan Adebayo Libanese.
From the start. Adnan Adebayo Libanese they around. You know. But I see all of them, you know what I see all of them people there, I see people there. So I think to say I see even we own Adebayo yourself, I see I'm around in all of this. I see everybody. It should say we really want for sit down and talk to ourselves and make we say our best we can use their platform there for change ourselves and make progress in Sierra Leone because this is about Sierra Leone. I got one vow I make to God. I say, Papa God, I know they die if Salon not change. Salon for change before me die by God in power. Finally, I want to call on the next speaker. We will be with final statement maker. We can talk to we on good governance and democracy. We not to any other person but Commissioner Maxud Jibril Sisse, Commissioner Maxud Jibril Sisse, who that's na this person. Commissioner Maxud Jibril Sisse is a seasoned educator. This is what I like about the program. Electoral expert and legal affairs specialist. After beginning his career as a school teacher in Sierra Leone and the Gambia, he joined the National Election Commission (NEC) in 2006 as a voter educator and became a permanent staff member in 2008. He later became NEC's first legal affairs officer, rising to chief of legal affairs, research and documentation, and eventually serving as the department's first director. His contributions were instrumental in Sierra Leone's electoral legal reform, including the consolidation of electoral laws and the passage of the Public Elections Act of 2012. He played a key role in coordinating legal matters between NEC, the Law Officers Department, Parliament, and other institutions in 2015. He was appointed Electoral Commissioner for Sierra Leone's Northern Region, a position he held until 2020. In 2020, he founded the Center for Electoral and Civic Education, a civic education organization where he currently serves as executive director. He holds a bachelor's and master's degree in education, along with various diplomas and certificates, including a postgraduate diploma in international and electoral law, and a recent certification in human rights consultancy from the United States Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights. Commissioner Sisse, you are welcome, sir.
Unmute, sir, kindly.
Hello?
Yes, sir. We did get you, sir.
When they get me,
Yes,
I'm glad for talk to una today. I a little bit find myself in a difficult position because I don't prepare for read. Then I say everybody don't talk pan Creole. So I go strain small for translate, but I go do my best.
Very all right, sir. We appreciate that.
I want to congratulate una and tell the safe voices and strong voices and safe choices campaign. I want to tell una thank you and congratulate una for this wonderful task. I want to tell also una some supporters them and well wishers them thank you. And I tell una thank you for inviting me at this wonderful occasion. Now, what we they consider the current disposition of our country, would they welcome any new civil society organization? Would they welcome una with mixed feelings? I say these mixed feelings because the civil society 20 years ago is different from civil society today. 20 years ago, the civil society be independent, it be fearless, it be agile, it be dependable, it be apolitical, and it be sincere. This period, it be coincide with the period where we get UNAMSI, where we get United Nations, where we get international community them, they support civil society. Then the civil society not be afraid for talk to the government, not be afraid for lead demonstration. They not be afraid for do that thing because they not be afraid say don't go arrest them and somebody go seize their rights and seize their freedom. Now, civil society 20 years ago now play major role in ending the country's civil war, in the restoration of peace and laying the groundwork for democracy and good governance in Sierra Leone. That particular time, they also elections they take place, but then election then they now what did they use? Now simple legal framework, electoral legal framework. We not develop like the legal framework we don't develop so now for elections. Now I mean simple legal framework they use, but then elections then they been count them as good elections. What you do? Because the election then they get two things that were important. They were grounded in integrity and sincerity. So much so that by 2012, the public elections that were with the all, the world been feel for say Sierra Leone don't develop and it don't achieve such stability and professionalism by elections that and democracy that the UNAMSIL will be the cover everything about Sierra Leone. Things say you don't do tell for make we left Sierra Leone then team up on their own. because Sierra Leone don't reach, and the Electoral Commission don't reach a level where we believe for say we can left them and make them do right democracy. Today, the situation don't different. It don't change. Civil society don't change. And what it makes civil society change? Now, because the international presence don't reduce. The laws then when they target free speech and dissent. The many civil society organizations them, where we don't get, where we team up, where they talk. Now they don't begin to take time how to talk. They don't begin to balance. They don't believe even when they campaign for criticize, then they take time. Then they criticize indirectly. Some other civil society them, what thing they do? Then they look the other way as if they're not conscious, as if they don't know what thing they happen in this country also. Today also, the condition then where they govern and where they make and create new civil society organization them, it's not right like I been there like today. It's not right. Civil society don't become biased and weak. Any civil society where they now in Sierra Leone, people that they categorize them, you either they for this divide or they for that divide. And not only the political divide, it's also the ethnic divide. It is also the economic divide. It is also the intra-party divide. No civil society, no they now in Sierra Leone, they linger on one side. Now for this you dey for, and for that one day you dey for. The civil society, they also don't divide among the one they wait for first past the post versus the one they wait for proportional representation. They don't divide alongside the one then where they seek justice for the electoral malpractice will be happening to 2023 as against the one they will say, no, let me forget about that one day, make we move on. So we dey urge this organization where we can inaugurate today for make them stay with the one the way they stand up tall with integrity. Although even the one the way they stand up tall with the integrity, they don't become less and less vocal. Una organization is needed to fill this gap. And we urge you to side with the truth. We urge you to side with sincerity, integrity, and justice, and represent the voice of the vulnerable. This is the only way we can reform our nation. This brings me to the talk about reform. Talking about reform, Mr. Chairman and colleagues, them, what's in the first kind of person in mind, now the reform where they go on now, now the tripartite, the tripartite recommendation. I want to state this way. We welcome reform. We welcome the development. We welcome the tripartite recommendation and the reform with the tripartite recommendation, the lead weapon. We heartily welcome that one day, but we will not forget say the reform of our electoral architecture has been going on since 2005. Not until the reform starts. Since 2005, where the new NEC come and they start for restructuring. That restructure they consists of 7 reform matrix, will be the target, the restructuring, the staff capacity, infrastructure, IT system, the revision of electoral laws and regulations, the boundary delimitation, and voter registration. Since 2005, now we deal with the one day. Expatriates them, legal luminaries from Sierra Leone and from the international community. Then be there for help with them reform there so. This will include people that like Jesse Pilgrim, Dr. Lisa Handley, Victoria Stuart Jolly, Malam Mori, Reginald Finn. All the way and be experts them who help we for make we electoral architecture reach USA reach show the elect today. 2010, Malam Mori, when I be one of the experts that will become, he been present 79 recommendations to the commission. Most of their recommendations and we incorporate them now with Public Elections Act. After the 2012 elections, we get more recommendations them. And by 2018, the recommendation there then come out from the mission, then the observer mission then at Sierra Leone. By 2018, we get 103 reform recommendations. As sure say the recommendation there, so they incorporate them in the Public Elections Act of 2022. Therefore, we can safely say that 19 years now we don't go on the reform of the Sierra Leone electoral architecture. So for person, when an electoral person, when an electoral aspect, elections expert, reform not to something way a new thing to it. Although we welcome the present reform. Let me say this here and say I'm unequivocally, Mr. Chairman, friends and colleagues, that the thing that will trigger the controversy will surround the 2023 elections and will trigger this current reform activities, it not get anything to do with reform. It not get anything to do with the absence of electoral laws or the lack of good electoral procedures. The issue with the 2023 election is an issue of integrity, sincerity, trust, honor, patriotism, and impunity. Several successful elections that will be done under the correct law, or even law that way worse than this wire. But then elections, then they may get a pass mark from the international community. We staff then they like be one of the best and the most professional staff in the region. We commission, electoral commission, they be ranked as one of the best electoral commission. We were respected everywhere we went and honored by colleagues in other jurisdictions. This is why they talk so. If you go to any conference during then when they say you come out now the National Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, people then they turn. So these are the people, these are the experts. So while we welcome the ongoing reforms, we sincerely hope that the issues of integrity and accountability and impunity will be duly addressed in these reforms. Integrity, honesty, truthfulness, fidelity, and patriotism are all values that electoral officers must imbibe. This is not a psychomoral state, not a procedural state, not a procedural problem. Now, mental problem. If the people that are inside the heart, they are genuine, we not go get problems with elections. It's not, like I said, it's not the laws that have the problem. The culprits by the 2023 election, not to the electoral laws. It had something to do with people, their mindset. And let me take this opportunity for tell people them. See, the excuse, the idea of using past elections as examples and excuse to justify the wrongs of 2023 election is preposterous. Most people then, plenty of people that we want to justify what happened in 2023, then they refer to other elections. Mr. Chairman, I will come to that one day later. Right? Now, once again for make something very, very clear before I go further, and that is, even if all the reforms in this war here, then bring and come for bear on Sierra Leone elections, if the will not be for conduct free, fair, credible, transparent, and genuine elections for the sake of our people, Mr. Chairman, friends and colleagues, the dream of lasting and sustainable peace will remain in but a fleeting illusion, just like that singer they talk, when Bob Marley, to be pursued and never attained. I repeat, even if they bring all the reform that this world then bring and come to Sierra Leone, if the will for conduct free, fair, genuine election in order day, whatever we try for pursue in Sierra Leone, we not ever achieve that one day. It will be a dream we pursue, but we not going to achieve it. We need to look small about the electoral systems them way right now with DEPA. This electoral system now, it is a recommendation 78 of the tripartite committee. Now, I ask a few questions. Where should we as civil society activists stand on the unresolved matters of the 2023 elections? Where are we on the constitutional review, the census, the civil registry, the electoral boundary delimitation, and the justice system? Ladies and gentlemen, each one of the events they are and their agency they are has a bearing on the integrity of the future elections in Sierra Leone. Now, in discussing electoral systems, we want to know what's in electoral systems. Now, the system by which we elect people them for go represent we in a parliament or in the local government. Now, this we did consider the electoral systems. Each electoral system, whether na first past the post or whether na the proportional representation, each one of them gets in advantage and each one of them gets in disadvantage. Now Europe, now the Western world, you get plenty countries the way they use first past the post. And first past the post, what I mean by first past the post, now the system of government where one person they represent one constituency. Now the first past the post. And the proportional representation, now in people and they go na parliament for go represent them political party. Right? So now the difference it's good for make we able for understand the one then they. Now, the last elections, then do them on the basis of waiting of proportional representation. Somebody talk to me?
Yeah, Kingfisher and for mute. Mute, sir. Sorry.
Kingfisher, can you please mute? All right.
Yes, talking about the electoral system. The last election, they be based on waiting. They be based on proportional representation system. And we'll be area where people have been telling before say, if we get proportional representation, we will get plenty political parties, then they'll be able to participate. We all know, and then they delve into that much, that we got 4 political parties in the parliament before, but when we after the elections, what happened? The 4 party reduced to 2 political parties, and I don't know we get right now. But that not mean for say people they know the way they advocate for proportional representation. Even we own advisor, when an international advisor, a way to man, they recommend 10, 15 years ago that for a country we're so divided, in things say proportional representation will be a fine thing for make we do. And we see other civil society organizations that like NewSF, they talk for say we need a system who will adequately reflect and be inclusive in parliament. That one day good. We know there's nothing against that one day. But on the flip side, let we know for say Sierra Leone now a constituency based or a first past the post country by birth. Even before we colonial system, now first past the post will be the do. That is, we been get one man where they represent people in our parliament. Now we all understand. Then we people then the push understand. They understand say them for go meet the constituency representative, the member of parliament. When I can imagine the confusion will happen about the proportional representation, where people that not even know who are the representative, because it's no longer about constituencies, it is now about about districts and about political party. Again, I want to let people be reminded that the issue of the 2023 elections not to proportional representation or not to first past the post. The problem with proportional representation, the problem with the 2023 election, a problem of mindset and problem of integrity.
Thank you.
So now, proportional representation, there be resort to now 2002 because of one reason, because we be the power. The people then sit down and say, now, because we have power, let we use proportional representation. And because of that, they insert one section, when a section 38A inside the constitution for just allow for make we do the elections because people had to be represented. But the 1991 constitution of Sierra Leone, I wonder what people don't know. Now, a first past the post constitution. The constitution of itself now first past the post constitution, and certain provisions them they enshrine and then put inside the constitution for protect first past the post. And at this many people do not understand that because the constitution, because Sierra Leone now first past the post country, and because the constitution now first past the coast, you get provision there inside the law where they protect first past the post. And that is why with constitution, they tie the presidency, the candidacy of the president, they tie them to the political party. And most people don't know that. While power past the president belong to a political party, now for protect the first past the posture of the constitution. The constitution, they tied the presidency to a political party, then it tied the political party to the regions. So the law in section 35 of the constitution, they tell you, say, the president has to belong to a political party. Somebody, they send message to me, I'm coming. The president has to be a member of a political party. Then the political party has to be represented in all the areas of the country. Why then do so? In addition to that, section 35, they tell you for say, each political party where they want for register, enough will be based on region, enough will be based on tribe, and enough will be based on an ethnic group. People they don't know why then laws and then are section 35 of the constitution. Enough for form a political party based on tribe, enough for form a political party based on a region, enough for form a political party based on a tribe, a region, and enough for form one where they based on religion. This now for support the first past the post constitution. If you look at proportional representation all over the world, that law is not applicable. For a proportional representation, every community get right for form its own party, whether not based on religion, whether not based on tribe, whether not based on a region. This thing why they talk so it in section 35 of the constitution. And for any genuine proportional representation, we forget the right for form political party based on anything where we feel strongly about. Now we get example. In South Africa, we get the Zulu tribe, the Inkatha Freedom Movement Party. It then gets the religious African Christian Democrats. Now Australia, they have the Animal Justice Party. Now, and they get the Australian Christians and the Indigenous Aboriginal Party. All them proportional representation country, they are like Israel, Germany, France, they all get religious political parties and ethnic parties. They get greenhouse parties. They even get animal rights party. Where they're not tied like how we then tie we own party registration to region or not to tribe or to this one or so. The aim of proportional representation system is to allow any group which feels vulnerable and disadvantaged to be represented in parliament. That is the real inclusion.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. If we end now, I want to say one or two things when I advise on the proportional representation. I just conclude now. I think I don't take more time too much. In addition to that, a genuine proportional representation system, in a genuine proportional representation, the constitution forces a winning party to form coalitions with other parties. Any proportional representation system, it force the party we win for making a coalition government with other political parties. Their laws and they know in our constitution. So if we say we want to get a proportional representation, we go for look at the constitution, got the constitution, and make sure say the laws and provide for them thing then they. One thing we last proportional representation gets the kind of result where it gets so, where it reduce the number of political parties where they represent, now because of the threshold. And me suggest now that if we are going for proportional representation, we for first of all reduce the threshold where they make political party get representation. That is in addition to opening up for make any political party come, and also for make sure say the law where they say now the electoral commission now in the put the threshold. If I come out in the hands of the Electoral Commission, make it be subjected to a formula where everybody go able to understand. Why would they say so? Because if the Electoral Commission is being appointed by a political entity, that political entity go tell us is the threshold up to 11.9 something, will make people that are not able to enter inside Parliament and make they elect today in a two-party no more day in a parliament. Gentlemen, we got plenty things for say, but we go on for end in also and I make something very, very clear that civil society organizations, other people in our country use this opportunity of the 2023 election for damn other elections that will be don't happen before na Sierra Leone. People they use other things that will happen 2007 and 2012 for justify the things that will happen now 2023, which is not fair. I want to urge the Safe Choices and the Strong Voices organization for make them do their own research. Let them make sure say each and everything where then they tell them about earlier elections for justify waiting to happen now, make them do their own research. And the Center for Electoral and Civic Education don't stand ready and we prepare for give them all the support and the expertise and the experience exchange with them so that they'll be able to follow the research. I tell you now, thank you, and Lord God bless you now all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We don't really go way over with time, but we will try for wrap up. Just before we get to keynote speaker and the person we can launch this campaign for we want for call on Fantasy Wiz. Fanta, are you around? Fantasy Wiz Camara for with poetic words help we for relax a little bit. Let me just give Fanta less than 5 minutes. Fanta, you're up. Audio not come out to Fanta. Not get audio.
Oh, I don't what's I call? I not see in picture there. I not see me or
everything.
Not see me.
Yeah.
Everything there. I see me spoken word up.
Yes.
So but then yeah, fantasy is then I also and I do apologize. I'm on the road for something where it was very much unavoidable, and I apologize for that. Yeah. And so these are something where I read or rather perform that is very, very close to my heart. And I all know, how, we already know. So, Born Tired. I think that the wrong first one when I put up, so when I go able to put the other one.
Yes, Born Tired, we're there.
Okay. So I will just read that from there. We're born tired, not of age, but of weight we inherited. Our dreams came wrapped in dust and delivered by midwives with bloodshot eyes, from watching too many future miscarried. In Sierra Leone, we don't run out of potential. We run out of permission to rise, to speak, to be more than what the censors predict. We are the children of war's echo and peace's broken promise. Every campaign season, they baptize us in slogans. Offer rise like it's holy water, but after the voting ink dries, we vanish like footprints in heavy rain. They tell us, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. But in Rome,
Fanta, you line the You line the break.
Offshore accounts.
All right.
Yeah, I think we can move on.
Yeah, Fanta, you line sim for the break. The idea on this is something very, very simple. Can we, Mira, can you just please go back to the start of it? Can you just please go back to the start of it? Fanta, that helps because the position where you did, line the break so much, and yet you're not going to be able to forget you properly.
This is the start.
Yes.
This is
so let's just go back to waiting Fanta one for say. And please, we get to do justice to her. It says, we are born tired, not of age, but of the weight we inherited. Our dreams came wrapped in dusting, delivered by midwives with bloodshot eyes from watching too many future miscarried. In Sierra Leone, we don't run out of potential. We run out of permission to rise, to speak, to be more than what the census predicts. We are the children of war's echo and peace, broken promise. Every campaign season, they baptize us in slogans, offer rice like it's holy water. But after the voting ink dries, we vanish like footprints in heavy rain. They tell us, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, but even Rome had architects. We have ministers with offshore accounts and a ministry of youth that forgets our names until it's time for a photo op. Look around. We also on streets paved with broken systems, sell sachet water in song that stinks like betrayal, speak 5 languages fluently, none of which open the door in an office with air condition. University certificates gather dust like ancient relics in forgotten shrines, while our sisters trade dignity for sugar daddies in tinted jeeps, and our brothers, desperate, write visa applications like Sam's. We scroll through Instagram, see youths in other lands, create apps, build empires, launch podcasts, while we're here debating whether to protest or pray. The youth is not lazy. We've just gone weary of building bridges that lead to nowhere, tired of climbing the ladders held by men who kick them over the moment we reach wrong fire. 5. Still we are fire. Even rain cannot unburn what we know, that no nation thrives by silence, by silencing the very ant that will one day carry its casket or crown. So don't just tell us to rise. Give us land. Give us loans. Give us leaders who see past tribal lines and know that justice isn't seasonal. We are Sierra Leoneans, unfinished sentence. And until we write the full stop ourselves, we will not be silent. Thank you. Oh, Fanta. Fanta, you make a remember me days. You make a remember me days. You make a remember me days. You make a remember me days at theater. So much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with this, we want for call on we keynote speaker. One for call on we keynote speaker. We know to anybody. We own opposition leader na Sierra Leone's parliament. This is a person we all sabi, we many Sierra Leoneans sabi, we all don't listen to, and that is the beauty of our program. You see, we draw from all walks of life and from all institutions and all kinds of people. We own keynote speaker today, now Honorable Abdukabo. Honorable Abdukabo is a distinguished parliamentarian and a committed advocate for democracy, good governance, and socio-economic development. He plays a pivotal role in shaping legislative policies and championing the interests of the people. As a senior member of the All People's Congress, Honorable Kagbo has been instrumental in fostering parliamentary oversight, promoting accountability, and ensuring that the voices of the opposition contribute meaningfully to national decision-making. His leadership is marked by a firm commitment to the rule of law, human rights, and sustainable development. Beyond politics, Honorable Kagbo is passionate about youth empowerment, economic reforms, and fostering international partnerships to drive progress in Sierra Leone. His participation in the World Summit underscores his dedication to global dialogue, collaboration, and the pursuit of policies that enhance national and international governance. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Abu Kagbo.
Yeah. Yeah, firstly, thank Strong Voices, Safe Choice. Plenty thank you for reposing confidence in me, for play this big role. And hope say I no go let them down. You also we don't share the program I tell you plenty thank you for the level of professionalism where you don't show in performing this task. At any given point in time, God they raise people and for perform certain tasks, for influence change. And remember, inside the Bible, God say if we not praise her, they raise stones then for praise her. Sometimes then the older with the feel say go speak up with a strong voice na salon. Go let the people learn down. You know go speak up. Instead, they go decide for go join the system. But God they raise people away una not they even expect. Say now them people learn then they can't speak up. Oh. Now them people learn then they come with strong voices. So now them people learn then they can change the narrative. Oh. Now them people learn then they can do, and the act of speaking up always get results. It always gets results. Most times, waiting make they not can feel the result. Now that people they not they do and coordinatedly. People they afraid, then they speak up on your own individual, you then go all arm, then lock them up, then they say speak up individual. But if they get a center, a coordinated force where they come together, say no, let we protect, let we stand with the one the way they speak up. It will go a very long way for influence the change the world want. Before I go to my statement proper, make I give you some illustrative examples of people the way don't speak up and waiting at the result. In 1955, we get the Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. Always na America, they mean they put white man the one side inside bus and put black man the one side inside bus. They mean they segregate. But Rosa Parks he be refused for give up his seat. He say no. He say he no go grab for let white man sit down. And the bus na be a segregated bus. He say no they do in Alabama. When he stand he defy say no, you know they grapple. Wetin happen is spark up 1 year long boycott. We been lead to Martin Luther King Jr. We ultimately lead the US Supreme Court. He go na US Supreme Court and then go stop the segregation on public bus. Then go say it unconstitutional. So now for that act they make black man and white man begin sit down inside bus with no segregation. Remember back in South Africa, Nelson Mandela, where he speak against apartheid. Mandela spent decades. He speak out. He speak against institutionalism, institutionalized racism and apartheid. Despite the lock and a cell for 27 years, in voice international advocacy efforts, it lead to the end of apartheid and the emergence of democratic South Africa, with him being the first president in South Africa in 1994, just because he decided to speak up. Malala Yousafzai, now being a 15-year-old small lady where they advocate, they speak out for girl child rights, to education. Where they padande in 2014. In fact, before that they shoot them. They shoot them now in aid. Because it is speak up for girl child, let them get access and rights to education. Then shoot him 98, but he survived the bullet. And in 2014, he win the Nobel Peace Prize. And after that, the invoice became an influenced education policy where country they adapt, we empower millions of girls them nationwide for let them go school just because he speak up. And also the whistleblower in the Me Too movement, when a global movement, it starts with one woman now Hollywood. In a way, see individual and they speak up about sexual harassment, about assault. It creates a global wave of accountability will lead to the resignation and the criminal conviction and spur legal reforms in workplace harassment and law. So because of the whistleblower, it make them left for harass woman in our workplace. It make the left for, because them convict and he resign, because of sexual harassment where he do towards woman then. Wangari Maathai and the Green Belt movement na Kenya. We all know say Maathai spoke out about deforestation and environmental degradation in Kenya. Despite government opposition, because government they make money through deforestation. The lady no give up. He mobilized thousands of women then for let them plant over 50 million trees. And he win the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004 for environmental and human rights activism. Also, Edward Snowden on mass surveillance in the USA. Snowden, a former NSA contractor, he exposed the global surveillance program used by the US intelligence agency. At the end of the day, in revelation, triggered global debate on privacy, surveillance, and the balance between security and civil liberty. So if I'm to name, I'll name over 20 people where don't speak up. And all of the speak up where they speak up necessitates the necessary change in our society. The question where I ask, if we not get possible way they speak up, na so salon go left forever, regardless of the political party where go can of power, where they intimidate few no more than take few, then go lock them in a cell, and all the other hand then go afraid. We get people where them voice, they not they hear them. Then they speak, but them voice, they not they hear them. Like for example, near Minaya, one man he beat in left blind, in left not the see again. He beat him to the extent that he left blind. In left in case no then a public domain because in left in voice no they go far. Now for them kind people and they we speak up. Now for them kind people and they we supposed for come together with a strong voice. You get people and we not get access to education. People and not get access to electricity. People and not get access to justice. Then they seize advantage by them. For them people and they we need for come together and speak up. Mother Teresa say life is not worthwhile until it is lived for others. Mahatma Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Reverend Dr. Chibundu say if you are in this generation and you do not positively affect this generation, you are a minus to this generation. It would have been better you never existed in this generation. Senator Thomas Sankara said the hottest place in hell is reserved for those who maintain neutrality in political crisis. We hold a moral obligation to we people. We hold a moral obligation to we country. We hold a moral obligation to the grassroots, the one the way they suffer, the one the way then they go seize advantage by. Was it yesterday at the cross ferry, they can meet up somebody in a ferry, now they tell me, say them go arrest them, they lock and CID. They say them take him phone na yan, then seize advantage na yan, they lock him. They say, but not to say, na in somebody we know say they don't arrest and call in lawyer. He say when lawyer go na CID, they ask them, say, why wanna lock this person? Why wanna? He say they all they nav. Then they say, hey, no, this, that, before ever, then they left him. So meaning, if a nomin gets a legal representation, if we don't suffer in silence. The question is, how many people they suffer in silence? We not get strong voice for talk for them. How many people? So now I make a feel say, this very movement we una don't initiate. Now God give una the idea. Not to una own sense, not to una own understanding. Now God knows say young people in there, we need strong voices them. We need people and for stand with them. Then they are where they go through a lot. So now God now use una for make sure say una come together for humanity, and God go bless una, God go reward una for this selfless efforts we in the two. As you say, una take a look at 4 schematic areas. First, I go begin with good governance, the health sector. Una look at education. Then una also zoom at human rights. Now go to good governance. Good governance na the foundation of any just society. Any just society. Now good governance na the foundation. Good governance, they prevent abuse of power. When citizens then demand transparency, then demand accountability, leaders then they less likely for misuse office. So if the strong voices then they talk for good governance, then they prevent abuse of power. Somebody can just take government money, no more go spend them where they ask, cannot talk, not answer anybody. I sure see the strong voices, safe choices, go make them not do them again. Go expose them. Go run after them. We go snap for transparency and accountability. I want make una know say these strong voices, safe choices, is not meant only for prevail under one government. Let's continue after government change. Una member say tradi where we get the other government na power, we get people the way they call people for work black. Una member, then they call people for protest for the living, fuel price, everything price. But today you know say then kind people and they enjoy government and then keep quiet, they know they talk again. Then don't let the people down. Let the people not feel say now another scheme like that they come up under the strong voices, the safe choices. Una get for stand firm. Una stand for the people instead of government. Let government not change, then give una position, then say una ya this, then una set months. The people then still they go through, waiting and they go through. Speaking up for good governance, they also promote equity. Good governance, they ensure say fair distribution of the nation's resources, services, and the opportunity. Let them not take all the roads there, send on one side of the country and left other side them road they know they take. Let them not take all waiting governments they do, send on one side, or take one set of people empower them against the other set. Salon a small country. And I believe say una get responsibility for speak up. We all get that responsibility for speak up when then thing and they happen. We for ensure say the services, opportunity, and resources of the country fairly distributed, regardless of region. Let them be fairly distributed. Una also know say when you speak up in good governance, it drive development, it make development be in the center stage. It creates an environment outside law, they work, outside institutions, then they function, outside people, they trust their own government. Because if the environment, law not they work, institutions not they function, and people they not trust government, then a problem for good governance. So we get that responsibility there with strong voice for make sure say we enlighten we people that we stand for them. And also strong voice, safe choices in good governance, they ensure say we encourage citizens' participation. Any government we know they listen to in people them, you know they grow stronger and you know they gain that kind of legitimacy there. So we get that responsibility there for make sure say government listen to in people them. Then I look at health as a waiting strong voice, safe choice go do in the health sector. In fact, health na basic human right, not a privilege. Health na human right, not a privilege. Not a privilege, na human right. We contribution, the speaking up what we engage in, care for protect lives. No one no for die. Simple because them poor or because they lack access to health care. They not for die. Our all community engagement then is there. And speak about one me friend. Unfortunately, I not been in country in Peking seeking one green boy Peking at this world sick. A carwita na the government hospital. Naya na lunge. Lights no dey. And they say na info go buy fuel for let them put the generator on where they run the hospital. They not get money. Because in Peking need oxygen. They not get money. We run helter skelter. They cry to people, they not get money. That very night day, now in Peking die. One green boy Peking, and that very night day he die. We need strong voice for advocate, for protect the lives them where they go due to poor health care. We need strong voice for advocate for improve the quality of life. Healthy citizen where they live longer, where they work better, and where they contribute more to society. And I sure say I make God come inside on a heart for form a strong voice. We then are a country where poverty is striking. For reduce poverty, we need strong voice. Healthier population require less emergency aid. Less emergency aid and more capable for drive with economic growth. So if we get a country where poverty just they move, poverty just they take over, at the end of the day, it will be a problem. So I believe say God go inside on an heart for come together, for form the strong voices. So at the end of the day, we will help for increased economic growth. Also, in the health sector, strong voices are needed for ensure resilience. We forget strong health system where they help with society for respond better to disease outbreak and emergency. If we not get them strong voices, then they no problem. Look now, waiting don't happen. We get mpox in the country. Out of about 3 million vaccine, what they expect? Now only 63,000 vaccines there. So a lot of people and they were not vaccinated. out of over 60 holding centers they will be get. Now only 2 or 3 holding centers than they right now for mpox. Only that. Sensitizations, poor, everything poor with people and they die. Recently we get the activist, Black Coffee, we die. So we forget Sierra Leoneans them, where they dedicate themselves to service, where they say, no, me I dey speak up regardless of within the system be. But like I been say first, I dey remind we constantly, insistently, that we know for turn like the one that way they speak up, because not all them party they na power. Where them party can have power, then set more things they go bad and then join the system. They enjoy the system. In fact, then they help back for perpetuate wickedness by the people there. Let this not be that kind. In fact, thirdly, when I talk about education. Education are the key to liberation and progress in any nation. Where you empower individual, education they give people and the tool for think critically and dream big and act boldly. So any side where education gets problem, we for speak up. Recently, thousands of picking them away for situas. They omit their names them. They're not the situas. Waiting will be the future of them picking them there. In another development, speaking the way they don't teach one syllabus from JSS, from SS1 to SS3, where then they about for situas now. Then can't tell them say all our syllabus they will not done where they don't teach you now. So not to you on the sit. Now other syllabus on the sit. We look at the education sector, you know, say subsidy, where then they say now picking they not they pay school fee. Now subsidy then they said. That subsidy they then they use for buy chalk. Then they use for pay cleaners them. Then they use for pay watchman them. Then they use for the hygiene of the picking them. Then they use for the teachers them we know they not payroll for pay them. Since 2018 to now, no school no they will receive subsidy for the picking the way that they teach for 3 terms. It no ever happen. So you they get some picking them na then schools then they where some even some teachers them where they're not able to pay. The one that way they name they're not in a voucher, the way they're not able to pay because of the delay and the incomplete subsidy. How then they affect the educational system? We get for speak up. We get for ensure say we break the circle of poverty through education. When we begin to educate, the whole family and the whole community they benefit. We get for promote peace and understanding. Education and they foster tolerance, civic responsibility, and the ability for all resolve with conflict peacefully. Now education, we get for promote that. Education and they build skilled force. No country no go grow sustainably without educated citizens. We come for innovate and for lead. We get for speak up. And also, as he say, we also get human rights. The essence of human dignity. Lord, we speak up for protect the vulnerable. Let we speak up for ensure say no one, regardless of your gender, regardless of your race, regardless of your region, or regardless of your status, you left behind or they oppress you. Lord, we speak up for them people and they. How many people and they behind bars we not commit crime? We not just bully them. We not just advantage them, seize by them. Here come strong voices. Follow, speak up. Lord, we demand justice. Lord, we demand the human rights. Lord, we be human rights advocacy. Lord, we challenge the system where they tolerate discrimination, violence, and repression. Let we uphold freedom, the right for law we speak, the right for law we assemble, the right for law we come together, and law we live free from fear must never be taken for granted. Let we come together. Let we get a strong voice. Sierra Leone neither now than ever before. Let we strengthen solidarity. When we defend the rights of others, we for protect we own humanity. Because I tell you, the names they are all we Ato announced just now as being part of the strong voices. Not to luxury with the camper. Not to fame we come for can make. Not to fame. Not to name on a come for can make. Not to for say, hey, I don't associate with Waido. I don't associate with Mira. I don't associate with Fantasia. No, not to that record that we can break. No. Or I don't associate with Minister Mahoyo. Or I don't associate with Honorable Abdukabo. Not to that day. Prepare for difficult moments. Some of you will be locked in prison. Some of you will get for ready for go behind bars, for speak for the one that we know will talk. Therefore, prepare our mind. Therefore, ready for that. Not a small intimidation, small attack. Then you fully bag, you fully food. You say, hey, me I not mix again. No, we then call you now, you know the pick. No. Wait till we enter so. And for humanity. And once you defeat the right cause, God dey with you. God dey with you. Because the people and the way they suffer, the people and the way they go through all the bad things then in the world, including Sierra Leone. So whenever you speak up for good governance, you defend justice. When you speak up for health, you defend life. When you speak up for education, you defend opportunities. When you speak up for human rights, you defend dignity. You defend dignity. So to be silent in the face of injustice is to accept it. When you silence in the face of injustice, now for accept injustice, practically. But to speak up, especially in difficult times, is to light the path towards betterment and a fairer future. Lord, brace up. Difficult times are ahead. But with this coming together, I'm pretty sure that we will create the changes them where people don't create in the whole. Now, few people let's speak up where changes happen. Malala 91 green speak up at age of 15. 2 later, at the end of the day, freedom come. Then countries that way no mean they allow girl picking for go school, then begin allowing because of mistake. Let us come together. There is blessing in speaking up for the voiceless. So like I say, God dey with una for this initiative. Personally, una no get something for gain. Personally. But I'm pretty sure, say with the effort una don't put, people then go better from una. Una go able to defend people then. So, I don't want all una for long because there has been a lot of speeches. But I will use this opportunity for assure una say, una all welcome to the most challenging moment in life. Who say you dey stand for humanity? Who say you dey stand for the voiceless? In the last parliament, I sleep myself. I don't say I commit crime. The police will arrest me, tell me say you will ensure say you will set him out in this country. Then go intimidate you, then go molest you, then go do all kinds of you down. Because the people there where they fight against you, they get for plenty. So without much ado, I want to seize this opportunity for formally launch the Strong Voices, Safe Choices, for being one of the backbones of human rights, one of the backbones for promoting justice, one of the backbones for stand for education, one of the backbones for advocate for the voiceless, for ensuring Sierra Leone repressiveness stop in this country. People and get for begin now for recognize the rights of the one the way they suffer. So I thank Kuna for the opportunity, and may God bless we and give me more courage and zeal for able to execute this huge task hold only we hand for education. So let God bless we. If I can make a statement, now this I get for say. May God bless we all.
Thank you so much, Honorable Abdukagbo. Thank you so much, and thank you for recognizing with small efforts, and thank you for this passionate keynote address where you give. It's very, very passionate. This, you see, that is something, yeah, not only for you, sir, but also for all we speakers. Me and one person we always advocate for level able for talking with local language. I know the power of Creole, na the yes of Creole person, Sierra Leonean. The power of Creole, na Sierra Leonean, yes. Many a times when we listen to people they talk English our national kind of official language, I agree. But there are certain things we know they go down properly inside we mind and inside we aid. And if we listen to waiting everybody talk, because people were allowed to speak in their local language, one of the things we see is passion. The passion behind waiting and they say. So you see people they talk things from the depth of their heart. Then they bring and come out so that you understand that this is what they are passionate about, and this is the truth. This is how you identify truth, you know. This is how truth come out. But I want to thank you so much, Honorable, and we pray that you get a very, very good and blessed political journey. We now one person, me personally, now one person, we get so much belief in you and in your upcoming one, and knowing that, well, like what you rightly say, God they choose many of we for do certain things specifically. So we get for wrap yourself and get yourself ready for that. Thank you. And thank you so much to the Honorable Minister and everybody when I always come. Because and not to be the give vote of thanks, but I just really want for sure say I really appreciate on all. But this is it, yeah. One of the most important things I want to make we note. You know, when God creates the heavens and the earth, me and Pastor, yeah, I'm sorry for me. it was words. If you go back to Genesis, the Bible says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the earth. Darkness actually means confusion. Confusion was upon the face of the earth, everything we don't speak. But in order to bring order, in order to bring development and progress back to the earth, the Bible says, and God said, it is a statement. God spoke a statement. He made a statement. He said something. And God said, let there be. And there was. This not sign for make we understand, say, we words are powerful. What we say about ourselves and what we say about our nation is what will happen. We words are powerful. And if we're willing for speak up, we must be willing to have the strength to act upon what we speak. We get for ready for make the move for ensure say we people them back home. They actually understand what they say and they are ready, prepared, strongly prepared for the outcomes and strongly prepared for participate in what we say and do. We want to build a culture. We want for impact and affect the culture. That is to say, we want for ensure say the norms change. The norms change in ways in which we go see Sierra Leoneans. I was talking to Wade the other day, and me and Wade, we just exchange ideas concerning this whole thing where we start. And one of the things we come up with, they look at now, the issue of nationalism, developing the spirit of nationalism among Sierra Leoneans. Let me understand, say, Sierra Leone is our own. Without Sierra Leone, there is nowhere else. And Sierra Leone has to be for Sierra Leoneans. Let me able for respect ourselves and know, say, whatever we do, how we do it, when we do it, where we do it, it's about Sierra Leone. It's about us. And if it's about me, and if it's about you, if it's about all of us, it is about making sure that what we do not hurt one another. And even if we hurt ourselves in love. We hurt ourselves in ways in which we recognize that we are not hurting ourselves to destroy ourselves. We are doing it so that we build a strong foundation and grow and growth. You know, we don't want to make we begin and born can see this kind of country. I'm not going to say any of we want that. We don't want to make we begin and born go through the situation we don't go through. Like waiting fantasy in poem rightly say, when there's election, there are so much promises. We are baptized with promises. But at the end of election, they forget us. They forget everything we then don't say. Let us take this as a start. This is not about politics. We are not joined to any political party. And with this particular movement will never, ever be a threshold of any political party, never. But this will be something that Sierra Leoneans will own. And Sierra Leoneans will carry upon their shoulder and will use to redeem themselves, to make themselves influential, powerful, and successful within our own borders, to ensure that we include all others. It doesn't matter what I think of you. It no matter what I think about you. I can tell people and say, me now one unique Sierra Leonean. You know, see me so I so appropriate. I get my lineage from Nigeria. Funnily, me na Creole, I get my lineage from Nigeria, Yoruba. But then I will tell you a funny thing. I also get Limba people when I prat. When I'm family directly, I'm uncle and born them upland. I also get Timini people when I prat directly from Ribi. I get family day. I also get Mende people who are directly family to when me auntie picking and me cousin them very, very close up with them Mende. Then I'm Mende. So me a very, very unique Sierra Leone. One person will say Creole. We know the meaning of the word Creole. The word Creole, a Portuguese word, means mixture, amalgamation, Creole, mean a typical Creole. And I can tell people and say Sierra Leone is a typical Creole country. And now they talk that from the lens of ethnicity. Because Creole self, we're not an ethnic group. We are just a gathering of peoples. Yeah. But in the sense of belonging, Sierra Leone is a typical Creole country. Because you see, Timini married to Fula married to Madingo, Mende married to Creole, Mende married to Limba Timini, then they married to this and that. That makes we Creole. It's a mixture in a Jollof. Salon a Jollof country. And we for enjoy Jollof. Jollof not for be bitter and we not. Jollof for be sweet. We for enjoy the Jollof. And the only way we enjoy the Jollof, now when we all behave like Fulaman and Madingo man, when we want for eat, we put the eat down on a plate, we all eat. Make sure so we begin to enjoy with we. Now so we enjoy with Jollof. And when we all behave like the educated person, when they listen to him picking, irrespective of what the picking they say, will probably not make sense. But if they listen to and give them a chance for speak and use that as an opportunity for educate the picking and push the picking go before. And that's to make we all enjoy this particular Jollof. We not go keep on along. We got to forget discussions. We got to forget Zoom discussions like this. Where I go, I want to say, when I mark me, when I write me, what from that. Because based on always in everybody don't say there are a lot of topics, there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of ideas, many things that we'll get for do. But mark this one from next month, where they begin get a whole Zoom discussion where we try for coin, we go sit down and they get people them and they talk to we every now and then. And I want to use this opportunity for also recognize bloggers that we join with today. I really appreciate you now. I don't see some of you now. Within our different blogs, them una thank you. And one more time to una every Sierra Leonean man, I really appreciate. So let me go with this spirit here. Let me go with this spirit for ensure say always ask yourself, waiting do me country. Me not to slave, and not born me slave. Excuse me for language, not to bad custom. Me not to bastard picking. What I mean by that? You see, bastard picking not to people like you say bastard picking are picking way them born out of marriage. No. So we your knowledge biblically, bastard picking a picking when Papa no accept. So they can born you out of marriage, but you are not a bastard because your Papa accepts you. Sierra Leone accept we. We are not bastards. Sierra Leone, excuse me for my language, I know the cost, please. Sierra Leone accept we. We are children of the soil. We are children of Sierra Leone. Let us leave us that. Let us do what is singularly important to ensure that we leave something behind for the generation coming. So that at the end of the day, they go say, we Papa work for we. We don't go home and say others not work for we. We not go say because they want to do no work, we not go work. They work. It's just that waiting and work for do, not sustainable. We have to make it sustainable. We have to ensure that our children and children's children follow our footsteps, making Sierra Leone primus inter pares. Thank you so much. At this point in time, I will call on Danisi for giving the vote of thanks.
Yeah,
Of course, we anchored on almost do all we have to do. One of it's, now all Salomon life, every Salomon gets subconsciously, if not all, but almost every other person subconsciously feels say we are in a state where it's not possible for change anymore, especially for the clear we climb up, because we don't believe the society don't make don't create that systemic thing that we for remain silent and just enjoy the suffering in silence. That then a peace to we. But today, a movement we just don't launch, don't bring the hope, don't bring back that courage for say we still get the 1% of the 1%. We believe say this country now we go make them. And we know not to all man get the voice for talk, but we get the voice for use that voice for speak the truth to the people we matter, for speak against the issues with the born way. For this, and for tell we all thank you, especially special guest them like we keynote speaker for this launch when the Honorable Abdul Kagbo. I also want for tell thank to the minister for, of course, we know not very used people, but for giving time for talk to be on sensitive matters at the way the country border with. We also did tell thank you to all the guests them we join with live, all the bloggers, everywhere we make possible for the clear this program be aired out, for the clear we get a successful launch today. I'm going to our thank you. Then Bokwana will for name all the bloggers and other online TV stations we join we or we they broadcast them live for we. But much more so, everything can begin small. And where they begin small now, like in the dark. Then say seed way one if you want for let's seed we get for Begum. So like we be doing that we program in the dark, we have the seed way let's try for germinate for go into something big. And for tell the hierarchy, and we make this program possible. We can to everybody with plenty thank you. Me na the Shabro man from the island, but first the Salomon we are one for be identified as. Then you see they tell now all plenty thank you.
Arthur, you mute. Arthur, you mute.
Oh, I was just saying thank you, everybody. God bless you, and that's a wrap. As we see you all later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Sorry about the time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye.
Thank you and goodbye. Go just make this one.
Record.
For the news with the around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved, stuff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices down. Credibility, now we ability. News, give the views, the